races down, just 2 more to go until we crown a champion. Welcome everybody to Green, White, Checkered Finish. We're your Monday morning quarterback. My name is Bo Estes, therefore by law, this guy must be Mike Bell. And Mike Bell, 2 more till we crown a new champion.
Yep, we've got the 3 biggest stories of the week. I was down in the Keys this weekend, ergo the Tampa. And all I could hear is, did you see the wreck? Did you see the wreck? We'll get to that wreck and the biggest stories of the weekend. Your comments right there on the bottom of the screen. The show is, after all, interactive.
That's right, Mike Bell. Hey, we will get to the wreck, but hold your horses. Green flag topic. Mike Bell, we are going to tap into your mind. Martin, coming over to Michael Waltrip Racing. Out is David Rudiman. I want to know who has the brighter future, who has the best chance of having a cup car. Is it David Rudiman? Is it David Reagan, who might be out at Roush Fenway? Or is it Brian Vickers in your mind?
I don't know. Brian Vickers ticked off so many people by being a mobile speed bump at Martinsville a few weeks ago. I don't know. Rudiman, one of the nicest guys. He's kind of like Goose in Top Gun. You know, nothing good's going to happen to him. Reagan's got to win, though. He's finally got to win, which gives him a little more juice for sponsors. But you could make the argument, Bo, that nobody did less with more equipment than David Reagan, although some said maybe he was picked a little too young to drive for the guys at Roush Fenway. I'm still going to go with Reagan just because he's got to win. He's young, telegenic, good kid, and Vickers, unfortunately, now is going to be driving the car probably numbered 70 or 80 something.
David Reagan is 25 years old. Brian Vickers is 28 years old. David Rudiman is 41 years old. Let's cast him aside for now as far as brighter future is concerned. Brian Vickers, David Reagan. David Reagan has simply had a better season. They've both driven for big teams. Roush for Reagan and HMS for Brian Vickers, but I agree, it's Reagan.
And like I said, Rudiman is a sweet guy, and he really helped get the Darrell Waltrip's truck series truck program going. Of course, Michael Waltrip racing with Toyota. But yeah, he's going to be looking for one of those like low-budget rides now, unfortunately for Dave.
Yeah, it's a tough break for him. Moving along to the white flag topic. Mike teased it just a moment ago. Kyle Busch went insane Friday night in the truck race. Watch it here. It's him and Ron Hornaday getting into the wall on this little move here, and then Kyle Busch under caution just leveled.
Look, there's no way to validate this. There's no way to make an excuse or rationalize this behavior. I mean, I don't want to just be another guy piling on Kyle Busch after this. Hornaday is running for a championship. Kevin Harvick is pulling this team next year, so Hornaday technically doesn't have a ride right now. Of course, one of the more popular drivers in the truck series. This guy is racing for a championship. Kyle just comes in and does these races. It was so asinine. It was so completely immature. And just when you think that the light has gone off for this guy and he's grown up, then he also, by the way, tries to give you some half-baked excuse. Well, Ron was racing me really hard earlier, and he also talked in the third person. He actually said, well, that's not the way Kyle Busch does things. You know what? They should park you for the rest of the season. I'm very curious how Eminem Morris feels about this, how Coach Gibbs feels about this. It really is enough, and I really applaud NASCAR, because how many times is it double secret probation, or they'll never park a main driver? NASCAR showed some real cojones here by sitting in when everybody watching that race at the track or at home said, this guy's got to get out of the track for the weekend.
My question to you is, does NASCAR sit him for the weekend if Kyle Busch is #1 in the standings?
I think you have to. And I think unlike Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Jimmy Johnson, there's not a lot of fans out there or people, going out there, grassroots support for Kyle Busch. Oh, please don't. Kyle Busch has basically ticked off everybody in the sport, whether inside or outside pit lane, and this was enough is enough moment. I really applaud NASCAR for doing it.
NASCAR said when they said boys have at it, they said they'll know when somebody's gone too far when they see it. They saw it, and they knew he went too far. I read tons of stories this weekend. Best analysis came from a 2-year-old. I'm going to call him Tommy V. Tommy V said, Bo, this weekend, Kyle Busch is in timeout. He was in timeout.
And the one thing we got to forget about this, I know we have the safer barrier and the cars are safe.
Sure.
You're putting a truck in the wall at 140 miles an hour. Nose first. Not smart.
Not good at all. Hey, let's get to the championship and move on to our checkered finish. Tony Stewart wins his 4th race of the chase. That ties the best record all time for chase victories in a single chase, 4. But my question to you, he's still behind Carl Edwards by 3. Who you got with 2 races to go?
I think you got to go with Tony, because you remember how sheepish Tony was as the chase was beginning? Well, we really don't belong to be in this. I don't know if we can do it. Now, by the way, since he's won all these races, Tony's got swagger. He's talking the talk. He's bowed up. And I think that he's got it. And if you listen to Carl Edwards, he sounded like a guy running for president who just got killed in a debate. He did finish 2nd. I mean, this is as good as it could be for Carl, but Tony gets max points, leads the most laps, total domination at Texas, runs well at Phoenix. Homestead, to me, is the wild card where Carl certainly knows how to get around, too. I'm going with Tony.
Mike Bell casting Carl Edwards as the Rick Perry of NASCAR right now. Hey, I tell you what, here's my thought on this. I think Carl Edwards is going to win. He's been more consistent. Just one finish outside the top 10. It was an 11th at Talladega. I want Tony Stewart. I want to see a guy win races to win the championship. Also, what Ford did at Talladega still bothers me. I'd rather see somebody else win it.
Yeah, and that brings us to our victory lane thought,
Sure.
just echoing Bo's sentiments. I don't know how you guys feel out there on the internet land, but I think a guy that won 4 races deserves to win a championship as opposed to a guy who won 1 back in Vegas. He's got the hot hand. They put the chase together. This is how Kurt Busch won it back in the day. It's how Jimmy's been winning it. He's the hot hand, and I know we've tweaked the points, but a point system that's going to give a guy a championship with only 1 win over a guy with 4, there's something wrong with that.
You're right, and if Tony Stewart loses it with 4 wins in the chase, there will be some questions about how we formulate a champion. Now, quickly, victory lane thought for me, it's a reminder. Wednesday here on NASCAR.com in the afternoon, I'm going to be chatting with Danica Patrick. You'll want to be a part of it. Get your questions in. Mike Bell, no questions for you.
How come I don't get to talk to Danica Patrick? Maybe those sexist comments over the last 4 years?
I think we know exactly why. Mike Bell. Smile, Mike. It's time to say goodbye. He's Mike Bell. My name is Bo Estes, and we've got the cuffs on Mike Bell. He can't talk to Danica Patrick. So long, everybody.